Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to the Vinland Saga. It is episode 11. And as always, if you want to see the reaction with inlaid videos, get on in my descriptions. There's a link. Replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots and enjoy. If you want to see the next episode already, it is available on my Patreon. So much being said, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, now. Whoa, nothing? Okay, directly into the intro. It's a bit like a first, right? I'm not sure. I really ask myself if we will have like one last duel. Because it feels to me like no. And I really look forward to see if we are going back to the village or the characters changed. It's been a lot of years. Just saying Ari, right? Yep. Leaves are falling. A gamble. Everything tastes good in autumn. Hmm. They're talking about cheese. Because of the woman. Sure. He looks well, he's not a warrior. Your god is nailed to a cross. My god wields a hammer. Questions? Oh, they have one. They left him his helmet? Interesting. Oh, that's why. Like a maiden in love, yeah. What the heck? He's... Yeah, he has no respect at all. Nice. More background on the mystery. Those that sit on the table with Odin himself. Well, the priest awoke. He's out of booze. Okay, that's a way of doing it. Interesting answer. I don't think this one is crying anymore. Not really an ambush if you... True, yeah. Yeah, well, they released them, or what? That wasn't as expected. He just wants to be attacked. Yeah, you're weaker. Yep. He's playing with them. He's playing the woman eye thing there. Yeah, I see it. They had bowmen and they didn't use it. Why so many barrels? What is he doing? Damn! Damn! Oh, holy shit! Yep. He's smelling. Yep. Someone else is coming. So he set a fire. Is he trying to set the wood on fire? The whole forest? I don't think. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so he creates a forest fire. Yeah, and then he will just walk in. Yeah, and he can get the prince in the time. Boring way to die. And here we go again. He would recognize the prince. Yeah. Oh dear. Using him again. Okay, he got some reaction. Wow, he nearly killed his own mom. Man, if he's treated like that all the time, like he's made of sugar. Yeah, shouted. And the one that comes in is, yeah, an enemy. Oh, they look mean. And here we go. Fast. Yeah, he's standing there, you can see it. Yep. Intimidation. Well, it's your best chance. And here we go! Yay! My best friend! Yay! I'm missing fingers! Now it's getting interesting. The troll of the young Vikings. They all know him. Oh, what a picture. Holy shit. Well, crap. Ah, they are. Yeah, yeah. Yep, enemies. Why don't you just go shit? Ouch. Here they are. And he's bowing before him. Clever. Your man would be dead. This priest. Ah, that's interesting now. I always ask myself why they never took off the helmet there. So... is it a female? Because I kind of thought, what if it's a woman? Yeah. It looks... it's, I mean, why? Huh. Are you sure he's not the prince? I mean, the option to have like a double is a clever thing, but... I'm not sure what's going on here. And he's very, very blonde. If it is a he. Okay. Let's see. So just checking the end here. Prince. The princess. Are you sure he's not the princess? Yeah, okay, that's... Yeah, well, that's something that kind of... I mean, it was not surprising that the prince is very... how to say that? I mean, kind of female, right? So there's this is a culture, the North culture we see here, that is about strong men, about being able to fight, about being able to push through, to have your own will break the will of the other, and in very many regards, very often doing it bodily, by just fighting, having a sword, maybe having a bow, something like that, you know? The prince, so far from what we've seen from him, did not do, I mean, like anything, right? We have never seen him raise a sword. We have never seen him fight. We have not even seen him run, right? He was always just walking and praying. We've seen him walking and praying. We did not hear him talk. So in many regards, he seems, from what we've seen so far, like a very weak person. But the question is he a weak person? And I'm not sure about that. I mean, he is someone who has the major trouble being born in a society of warriors there. And from what we see so far, being more delicate in stature and having like an upbringing as a Christian, which is blamed here partially, I think. It might be he is more like one that is a person of the mind, maybe a person of intellect. Not saying that a warrior cannot be intellectual. We've seen that Thor has very deep wisdom in the past, and Askeladd is a very, very clever person as well. But it might very well be that this prince here is trained and taught very much about, as many people in this time, being of blue blood, being aristocratic, were trained in many languages, in mathematics, in reading and writing, in history, in arts, in, you know, all this stuff. Sorry. So, but whatsoever his training in the weapons does not seem to be going on so far. Maybe someone who despises the fighting, despises violence. We do not know. That's the whole thing here. The series so far tries to partially push us into the position of thinking he is weak, right? But we do not really know, which is mainly because he does not speak yet. He did never ever show his side of what is happening. The fact that he's so delicate from the outer appearance as well, sure, makes you question if he is female. And I think that is something we are talking about of gender equality and stuff like here, right? Which is not shown in the way it was before. I mean, the Norse culture we've seen before, they are a lot of strong women, right? We've seen, especially in the family of Thorfinn as example, there are strong women. There are women who are able to fight as well. And you had to, in case your village was attacked, you needed to, right? So I don't know how it is when it was about going to the sea, going to war, if there were any female. I really don't know about that, right? So, but while on the one hand they have females in the Norse, in what we've seen so far, being represented quite positively, we now have one moment of a more slightly negative way of saying you do not look like a man, you do not look masculine. You know, fair skin, long eyebrows, eyelashes, that's it, sorry, long hair, nicely dressed female. You know, this stamp, right? I'm interested to see where this is going, and I would really like to see this Prince Canute coming out of the shell that he is in right now. Not meaning I need him to be like a fierce warrior. What I talk about is being more than just, you know, the weak and failed experiment there, but instead being someone who is sophisticated, who is intelligent, who is wise, something like that, to show while a warrior is one major thing in this series, do not underestimate the sages. So maybe that's where they're going for. I don't know. They started this episode with the questioning, with the mentioning of women as well, when they talked about kind of the spoils of war here, food and booze and woman, and they showed a very much like him, you know, a blonde, very just from her face, delicate female. And there you can see that in the times of war that those warriors were, they had like interests which are not very surprising, and they showed this Christian upbringing, in the opinion of those Norsemen, might be the reason why the women are so delicate there. If you reflect that on the other side, that means the women in the Norse are more burly and more, you know, punching, which, by the way, would be cool. I don't know. We will hopefully see more to come in the next episode. Then they had the comparison and the question about the Norse gods versus this one god, which is the god of the Christians, and Jesus in this case, which I think they partially threw together here, because Jesus himself, as you possibly know, is not a god. He's the son of God. And some would say like a prophet, even though that is not correct. While the Norse gods are gods themselves, right? They are not, although they are related to each other. So, but having not studied Christian culture, they possibly cannot know that this thing that hangs on the wall, on the cross, is not the God himself the Christians are praying to, but there's another entity, it is, which is being prayed upon, but they do not have any symbol, face, whatever for him. So it was interesting to see them discussing about the differences. So yeah, the idea of this strong and Norse god pantheon, which is very much, but not only, related to fighting and war, because there are gods for like everything. There are gods of the homestead as well, right? And the gods of traveling and festivities. So it's not just Thor and Odin. Those are just the two who are very, very much related to having to fight. And on the other hand, they put the Christian god and tried to kind of make it like it is a weak one. From the perspective of the Norse, possibly, who knows, right? Those that pray majorly to the Christian god, who are the most influential ones, to say so, are the priests, and they are very often not fighting. So from the view of someone attacking Christian countries, you would say, okay, they are fighting men, you know, okay, honorable, and the ones who stand for the god are not fighting. While in the view of the Norse people, that's a weird thing, you know? But seeing what Christianity did over the centuries that are to come still here, we know that Christian believers can be cruelsome warriors as well, you know? There are the Crusades, and it's not like they just went there with the Bible and said, let's talk, right? Okay, they talked a little bit of background about Valhalla, about the Valkyrs, who take the souls of the worthy warriors to Valhalla, and that you become an Einherjar, I think it was. So like one of those who sit on the table, I think it is with Odin, and at the days, I'm a bit shaky about that, so sorry if I'm wrong. I think it is the idea that when Ragnarok is the last day, the end of time, that those will fight one last battle on Earth. I think on the side of Odin. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. But that is a belief that gives them strength, and that is a major thing. If you look at like every religion that ever was in a war and praised upon before a fight, you will always see that religion can be used. It doesn't have to be, so there's no blaming, but it can be used to strengthen the resolve of the warriors, of the fighters. So if you take here the Norsemen, they say, if I die honorable in battle, I will go to Valhalla. So I cannot lose. Even if I lose here, it's not a loss for me, because I will be in Valhalla. If you go with Christian beliefs, you have this, if you fight for the right side, for the side that God blessed, you do a right thing. And there were a lot of priests before huge battles in medieval times that put blessings on the army, and very much by doing so said, although we should not kill, one of the 10 things not to do, thus you're being blessed now, it's okay this time. So it's kind of like before you do it. It's a weird concept there. But you knew I'm on the Christian side, and God has blessed us, so I'm doing the right thing. I don't have to be afraid of death because I will go to heaven. The fear of death is what a lot of people in fighting, let's pull back, not attack, let's hide, let's run away, this stuff. So having like a blessing and an inner belief you're doing the right thing helps you. And people mainly were strong in beliefs but not really willing to fight. If you take other religions, so you can go on endless there, right? Even in Islam, you have very much stuff about that and so on. So, the funny thing for me, but interesting as well, was that moment when they asked the priest about who is the real god. And he said the one that made booze. So, a bit of background here. As you know, I live in Germany. And I just was around during the last weeks with my family. And we visited an, I think it was an evangelic monastery. And we read about what had happened there and what they built up there and everything. And once again, I realized one thing that very much, if you check history, comes out very often, that the monks made wine, for the blessings, and they made beer. And being allowed to make beer was something you had to get permitted by the authorities at this time. So whoever was ruling the land had the right to say, you're allowed to make beer, you are not. And selling beer was a major thing, and other alcoholics, right, to make money. So the Christian church was incredibly influential in medieval ages and had very often like monopoles on that. The first beer, the oldest beer I think that is made at all, is from an Catholic brewery, I think, somewhere in Bavaria, I think, but I'm not completely sure there. But many are, and it was, what else did you have to drink, right? Water was not like nowadays that you can have fresh water, which is clean everywhere. So by fermenting, by creating alcoholics, you had a clean source to drink. But you needed people who knew how to do it and to distribute. So his answer, the one, I will believe in that one God that created booze, is, although entertaining, not so wrong. Because it would be very much the Christian God. Although I'm pretty sure the Norse God, met, right? They made of honey. Who invented that? So, nice. Then we had the attack when they found the prince and they said like, okay, hand over the prince or we will attack you. Here you go. That was surprising. So here's your prince. It was like, well, okay. And then they called him chicken. They just said, you're afraid of attacking. Are you weak? You're not worthy. You're not real Norse, right? Something like that. And they made them attack. Ignoring the fact that all of this is majorly because, damn it, his name. Didn't I write his name down? I just realized. Thorkell really wants to fight. It was extremely clever because he was in the weaker position. He was in the middle of the woods there, but the other army that wanted to rescue the prince was on higher ground and having bowmen. You could see they were standing and aiming at them. And he made them lose their temper and made them lose the high ground. They did not shoot. I've not seen really some arrows flying there. They charged in, and in the moment that they are charged in, the melee troops, you cannot fire anymore. At least not efficiently. So he made them give up their better position, which they could have defended while Thorkell would have to attack. He made them lose the benefit of having archers and the like. He made them lose the benefit of surprise as well. And that was awesome. I'm not sure if it was his plan, but they got played majorly there. Then, additionally, having someone, when you're attacking on Thorkell's troop, and you have someone behind you shouting like all the time, "We have to retreat! We have to retreat! Don't attack! Pull back! We have to retreat!" What is this doing to your mindset? You're not feeling like you're winning if someone is calling retreat all the time, right? So, this was a disaster for them, simply put. The third-party involvement with setting the forest on fire, very clever. So there's distraction. The smoke makes sure no one can see anything. Everyone is being busy finding who they are and where they are. Possibly the troops are being scattered more and more. And you send in some scouts, so he did just send in one, to find what you're searching for and get the prince out, which worked, kind of. So it was a plan that was okay. There was still the danger that the prince might be burning, but then he's very likely very well guarded, so it was a calculated risk. And then we had finally the meeting again of Thorfinn and Thorkell. Thorfinn hearing again a bit more background, realizing, okay, Thorkell knows more about my father, he knows my family. His men know my family, it seems, because they all knew Thor. It was not clear there if they were on the same side. We know they were likely, due to the first episode. And then just by luck, one huge burning tree came down and split them again. So they couldn't finish it up. And he got like a new task. So if you're able to reach the army of King Sweyn before me, you have won. That is what Thorkell did. So for him, it's just entertainment. I really like it. We will see where this is going. Askeladd kneeled down before the prince now and swore to be like his bodyguard. So he's kind of hoping to get like a reward for it. I can see that. Some amount of gold possibly. We will see if he gets that or not. There will be a bit of a hunt now, I guess, next episode. So Askeladd and his men running with the prince as fast as they can, while Thorkell is following them like, like a burning forest fire. And I kind of hope we will learn more about the Prince Canute himself. Because, as I said, I don't want him to be just a weak prince, right? It would be cool to find out he's deeper than that. But that's it this time. I hope you liked. As always, next episode is already on my Patreon, and I will see you the next time. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.